Good evening, ladies. It is Desiree, aka Mom on Purpose, and thank you for joining my YouTube channel and watching this video. So, I'm going to go ahead and get into today's topic because I don't want this to be a very long and drawn out video. I just want to give you guys a few nuggets to chew on, something to pray about. And so, our topic is identity, and the title of the video is The Identity Crisis of a Mother. I really wanted to talk about this because it's something that we all go through. Once you have a baby, especially if you're a wife, you try to adjust to what those job descriptions entail. So you try to be a good mom, you try to be a good wife, and sometimes you can lose yourself in trying to fulfill these big shoes that you have made for yourself. You can lose who you actually are on the inside. I know that's something that I struggle with. And I wanted to talk about my story first, and then I will tell you guys a little bit about how I learned to encourage myself and some of the studying that I've been doing. So, first of all, I want to say that I struggled my entire life, even before becoming a mother, with labels that other people would put on me, labels that I will put on myself. One major thing that I've heard throughout my whole life is that I'm spoiled and I'm selfish, and these are labels that other people attach, and labels I started to believe about myself as well. So once you believe those negative labels, you kind of start to live a lifestyle according to those labels. And when I found out I was pregnant and when I decided I wanted to have a baby, I told myself I will do everything to be able to release those labels. I did not want to be selfish. I wanted to be completely selfless. And so I wanted to counteract that, go the exact opposite way. And so, in becoming a mom, I decided to stay at home instead of going back to work. And this is coming from a person who worked since I was 14 years old. My very first job was at Wild River Country. And I worked from that day moving forward. When I was in college, I worked. When I was in high school, I worked. When I graduated from college, I moved to Dallas and worked. I moved back and worked. I worked. And a lot of times I had found my fulfillment in saying, I'm independent. I make my own money. I don't need anybody, especially because, again, everybody said that I was so spoiled and selfish. I wanted to go against that and say, well, I'm not spoiled. I can take care of myself. And so to give up working to become a mother was difficult for me because I didn't have that superficial thing to give me identity. And yes, now being a mother gave me identity, but the fact that I had never discovered who I was outside of working or outside of being a mother, a lot of times I did feel lost. I felt like I was kind of drowning a little bit and trying to remember exactly who is Desiree, what strengths do I have, what value do I bring. And so, after choosing to stay at home, struggling with identity, I began to have some issues in my marriage. And it wasn't that my husband wasn't supportive or he wasn't a good dad. It was just simply now that I'm struggling with this label of being a mom and struggling to find out who I actually am. And then also the added pressure of being a wife. Well, a lot of times I wanted to pull back and say, well, let me find out who I am before I'm being a good wife. Well, then now he's neglected. And then I'm like, well, let me be a good wife and I'll worry about who I am later. And then I feel empty inside. So I had some struggles with my marriage, and I had some struggles with my identity. And it truly became what I call the identity crisis, because every morning I'm waking up like, who am I? What value do I bring? And so the Lord kind of sat with me and talked to me and led me to a devotional that I've done, and just really talked to me about who I was in his sight. And so I have a few things. I'm going to talk to you about the godly encouragement that I received, and then I'm going to tell you guys about some practical steps as well. So, the first godly encouragement that I received was, don't believe the labels. Number one, everybody knows, if you make something, manufacture something, nobody puts the label on you except for your manufacturer. And God is the person who made us. He's the only one that can label us. He's the only one that knows us. He's the only one who can say what our strengths and weaknesses are. He created us. He is the one that can label us. So don't believe any labels of this world. Don't believe the labels that people put on you from childhood Don't believe even the labels that you try to place on yourself. You know, you might tell yourself you're inadequate. You might tell yourself you're not wise, or you're, you know, whatever these things. Don't believe those labels, because like I said, God is the only one who can define you. And also, don't believe those labels, because we are humans and we are multifaceted. So you're more than just a mother. I'm more than just a mom. I'm more than just a wife. I'm Desiree. I'm strong. I am resilient. I am a visionary. I am an encourager. These are things that if I had just stuck to one label, I would never find out about myself. If you believe just because you're a mom, you can't be a good businesswoman, that's not true. That's you putting yourself in a box. So don't limit yourself to just one label, and don't believe the labels of this world. The other thing was, don't wait to feel confident, but be confident. So what I mean by that is we all wait for this certain feeling of gratification that you'll just wake up and look in the mirror and love who you see on the other end. And sometimes that's not true. Feelings are fleeting. They come, they go. Me and my husband were having a discussion the other day, and he was like, sometimes I don't trust my feelings because I know I'm going to feel a different way in 20 minutes. And that's the truth. Feeling confident can come and it can go. What you should do is choose to be confident. Know the truth about yourself. Know what God calls you. What did he say? He said you were fearfully and wonderfully made. He said all the plans that he has for you is to grow and prosper you and to give you hope in a future. He says that you are weak, but your weaknesses allow for him to be strong in your life. So know those things about you and believe them, trust them, be confident in those things. Choose to be confident even if you don't feel confident. If you choose to be confident and just believe the truth about yourself, that feeling, it's going to come. You're going to feel confident after that. But sometimes when it looks gloomy and dark, you have to go back to the very root of the thing and realize that you are going to just be confident and stand strictly on God's word and what he says about you. One other thing that I received was not to look and compare yourself to other people. That was something I've always struggled with. A lot of different passions that I've had in life, I didn't pursue them because I was looking at someone else who was doing it so much better, and I felt like, well, I'm inadequate. I'm not good enough. So don't compare yourself to other people. What God has designed for you and the way that he made you is unique, and you're not going to be able to look out in the world and see another carbon copy of yourself. So just focus on who you are, what he's called you to do, and focus on your strengths. I know that in the Bible it talks about being many parts to just one body. So don't look, if you're an eye, don't look at the ear and say, man, I wish I did the hearing. I want you to just focus on seeing, because that's what your job is. So don't compare yourself to other people. Don't covet after other people's gifts, other people's identity, because no one else can be you better than you can. So those are the things that I received as far as godly encouragement. Some practical steps that I took. Number one, Post-it notes are my favorite thing. It may not work for you, but it certainly worked for me. Just posting them up everywhere. As a new mom, you spend most of your time in the nursery with your baby. They can't see, so it's not going to bother them if you put Post-its up in their nursery, I promise. So maybe you need to tell yourself, hey, I am a good mom. I am resilient. I am strong. I am, all these other things that you believe about yourself. And maybe you need to post it up in the nursery, since that's where you spend most of your time. Maybe you can post it up in your bathroom, on your mirror, but just continue to post the truth about yourself everywhere so that you can see those things. Number two, write down your vision for yourself. So don't get stuck on your vision for motherhood. I want to be this kind of mom. That's great, but I want you to write down your overall vision for your life. Where do you see yourself in 5 to 10 years? What do you want to be doing? What has God told you that he needs you to fulfill in this earth before your time is up? You need to be in prayer about that, and then I need you to write it down, because I need you to write down this vision, and I need you to be able to stand on it and refer to it at any time, because again, there will be times where you don't feel confident, and if you refer to this vision, you'll be able to say, well, hey, I do have a purpose here in the earth. So once you write it down, what I found myself doing was just every day taking one step, even if it's a small step, to fulfilling whatever that purpose, whatever that vision, whatever that goal is. So it was during this downtime, this darkness that I felt, that God gave me Mom on Purpose, because I thought, well, if I need encouragement, so does everyone else. And so He gave me this vision, He gave me this purpose, and it added meaning to my life. And every day, if I am even just taking the pictures, editing the pictures to put on the website, writing down what I'm going to say to you guys, looking up scriptures to back up what I'm going to say to you guys, every day, small things, recording the video. I might record the video on Monday, but I don't get to edit the video till Wednesday. Whatever it is, small steps do matter. Take one small step towards your vision, towards your purpose, towards your goals. And that's going to make you feel fulfilled. And it's going to be a reminder to you that, hey, I do have something to do, and this is who I am. And so I want you to remember that even small steps matter. Take one small step towards your vision, towards your purpose, towards your goal, each and every day. So those are the practical things. I gave 3 practical steps, and I also gave 3 of the godly encouragement that I received. So I hope this helps somebody out. I want you guys to chew on it. I want you guys to go look in the mirror, and I want you to fall in love with what you see all over again. I want you to remember what it was when you were in your mother's womb, and what God placed over your life, what He called you. You're His handiwork. What handiwork means is that something that someone's proud of. So He's proud of what He did when He made you. And I want you to feel confident in that. And I want you to walk in that confidence each and every day of your life. Even if you have to go back and watch this video 10 times before it resonates, chew on that thing. And that way you can become who you're called to be. I love you guys. I hope this has blessed you in some type of way. As far as the giveaway is concerned, I'm going to wait till the next video in order to announce who the winner is. So I'm giving you guys more time to subscribe to this channel, and also to go share the post on Facebook. I love you guys. I hope you have a good weekend. But before we go, remember that you are blessed, that you were chosen, and that you are indeed a mom on purpose. Bye.